He leads us all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ale, 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 ale.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheff United way. And this evening, I'm going to be talking about the Blades beating QPR 2-1 at Loftus Road. It's just what we needed, isn't it? That's just exactly what we needed. I would have enjoyed it if it had been a little bit more comfortable towards the end of the game. But who cares? 3 points on the board. I didn't even realize until after the final whistle was blown and I looked at the table, I'm like, sure, Leeds should be a little bit further in front than us. And I realized that they drew at home to West Brom. Now, West Brom are a decent team, but never expected that to happen. I'm not saying that I'm expecting us to go on a title chase now. I think we'll still finish second. I said this bang after the Leeds game. I said I'm still confident that we're going to finish second despite losing to Leeds. Today we played all right. We just played all right, and we played better than we had been when we were kind of winning 1-0s and 2-1s previously before that Borough game. Because before that Borough game, I felt like we didn't really know that we could play as well as what we did, like we did against Borough. So it was nice to see that in fruition. Yeah, we dropped off a little bit against Luton, picked it back up against Leeds. And today, I think we just played well enough to win the game. And you know what? QPR's won a hell of a lot of games recently, especially at home. They've won loads at home in a row. I can't remember how many it is, but it's quite a few. So the fact that we've gone there, beaten them, scored at least one fantastic goal. Other one was pretty decent as well, and come away with the 3 points. It's always good to see, especially going to London. Yeah, that's what you get when you're in London. No, you get 3 points, don't you? And yeah, it was fantastic to see. Obviously, you know, we started the game almost as I expected. I wasn't expecting Gus Harmer to start, in all honesty, but it was nice to see his name on the team sheet. I was expecting to see Raksaki in this game, and he didn't actually come on. I could see him walking off like a little bit annoyed, and you can understand that, but it would have been nice to have brought him on for some legs up top and a bit of pace, a bit of trickery. But obviously that was not to be. We went really defensive towards the end, and actually, I'll be honest, I think that QPR, if they're not given this penalty, there's absolutely no way they even score a goal in the last sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. But let's start from the very, very beginning. And QPR had a fair few chances before we scored our goal. And they were knocking on the door, but they looked like a team that were full out of confidence, in my opinion, really confident going forward, but actually in front of goal, there was one really, really good effort. I think it was from Yang on his left foot. What Cooper made a really, really good save low down, which he kind of pushed wide. It was a really good save. But other than that, there was a lot of huffing and puffing and getting into really good areas and just not finding that final ball or not having it, not converting these chances. There was one on the left-hand side that kind of just went over the angle, which I think Cooper was like, kind of, where's that come from? It's a bit of a good effort, but, it wasn't troubling him, as in it's not going in. That's never going in. But, Ben Brereton Diaz scores the first goal for the Blades this afternoon. It was probably one of the easiest goals he will ever score. All he needed to do was just get anything on it. This is in the 10th minute, so a lot of those that I was just speaking about, I thought that came a little bit later, in all honesty. I didn't think it came so early as the 10th minute. So some of those chances that I was just talking about may have come after Ben Brereton Diaz's goal. But it's actually Vinny Souza that puts this ball in. I think Gus Harmer and Vinny Souza are like kind of battling for it. It's like, I want it. No, I want it. No, I want it. Vinny Souza gets that ball. And it's a good ball into the box. It's a bit of a lofted ball rather than kind of like a flat ball that you just get a faint touch on. It's in the back of the net. It's a bit of a lofted ball, and Diaz just finds himself kind of in behind their two. I don't know if it was their central defenders or the left back and the central defender, but he's just kind of stood behind them and ready to just head the ball in the back of the net. It was so simple for him. It was great. That's what you want. You want more of those really easy chances. And no, he put it away well enough. He heads it straight down the middle, actually. So it could have given the keeper absolutely no chance. But luckily, the keeper doesn't get enough on this doesn't get anything on it really to push it away. So we go 1-0 up. Like I said, decent enough ball from Vini Souza. Ben Brighton Diaz gets a good enough contact on it for it to go straight past the goalkeeper. So we're in absolute dreamland right now. Chowdhury gets a very harsh booking, in my opinion, on the 14th minute. And this really puts him under pressure for the rest of the game. I thought he had an okay game, Chowdhury, but I think after that booking, there was a lot of jeopardy when players were running at him. I think Ilias Chair was on that side quite a lot. And you don't want Ilias Chair running at Chowdhury when he's on a booking. And especially Chowdhury, it's not his out-and-out position. Like, he's playing at right back to cover. Sariki was on the bench, which was fantastic to see again, because Sariki, before he got injured, was wonderful for the Blades. Really, really exciting. And I'm very, very excited to see more of him. I hope he gets a bit more game time. I hope he's allowed to start a few games. I hope Wilder grants him that, because he really, really deserves it. He's so exciting to watch. And his defending is way, way, way better than I first thought it was. So, no, I'd like to see a lot more of Sariki. Obviously, I don't think Chowdhury wants to play right back, but I think he'll play right back if he has to, because obviously all you want to do is get on the team sheet. And it was today, and he put in a decent enough performance. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed that he got booked so early, and it was quite difficult after that. But I think it was only a little bit of a slight drag, like held him very, very slightly. And the amount of things that happened in that Leeds game, especially in the first half, that went without a booking. Like, I think it was Tanaka he just booted Vini Souza in the head, or really, really high boot, and caught him as he was going past him. And it's like, if that's not a booking, what is a booking? And the fact, it's different referees though, isn't it? Like, you're going to get one referee that's going to give you a booking for something really, really harsh, like Chowdhury, and you're going to get other referees that let everything go. So I think I'd rather referees let everything go, but you just want a bit of consistency, don't you? That's the main key thing about refereeing in this country. You want consistency. I'm not saying that the refereeing is much better in other countries. I don't know, but you just want that consistency. And the fact that the last time we played in the Championship, you're not giving any bookings for anything, especially in the first half, and then you're giving a booking in the 14th minute for something that is his first challenge, and it's not a booking, in my opinion. If it's the fourth or fifth time he's done it and the referee's like pointing around the ground, I understand that, but it certainly wasn't. Anyway, so like I mentioned, there was quite a few. QPR came at us and didn't really, for me, do enough to deserve to be on level terms. I don't particularly think we played too well. We weren't fantastic, but we were catching them on the break. And if we'd have just been a little bit cuter, had a little bit more control of the ball, I think Tyrese Campbell at one point was sent through out wide, and he kind of just got it stuck under his feet. And I think that's the thing with Tyrese Campbell. I think when he's on it, he is on it. But he's obviously coming back from injury. He's got to be given time to, get back to match fitness and sort his feet out. And that was one of them where he kind of had to stop, turn back, and bring others into the game. Whereas, a few months ago, it'd have probably just pushed that into his stride and ran onto it. I'm not saying he's the fastest player in the world, but it'd have certainly controlled that a little bit better. But then in the 38th minute, QPR did actually score a goal. It was a very well-worked goal as well. It was a beautiful ball played to the back post, headed down. I think it was Fry got on the end of it. He scared me all day long for some reason. Like, he was just always around. I don't know if it was the bald head, but he just scared me at all times. Like, I was just thinking he's going to get onto stuff. He's going to bully us. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He did okay, and obviously scored this goal that was disallowed for offside. Now, I've only seen it from sort of two angles, one which was really, really inconclusive. But obviously, I'm going to say that I think he was offside. I'm a Sheff United fan. But he did look offside from that angle that I saw. And I don't think they really kind of argued too much about it. It's a great header down. And actually, I feel like Cooper should have been better with this one. He should have either come out a lot quicker or stayed on his line and tried to save it. But he kind of does them both, unless he's seen that he's offside and he's looked over to Lino as he's headed it down, and then he's kind of not really put too much effort into saving this because he knows it's already offside, then fair enough. But Cooper kind of gets caught in two minds. He's coming for it, he's not coming for it, he's coming for it, and then he nicks in there and scores the goal, but it isn't given. I think it's Anel that kind of gets beaten to the ball. But like I say, it doesn't matter. It was offside. We move. We go into half time. And like I said, we played okay without really getting out of second gear. Second gear? We'll say second gear, yeah. So looking at the stats for the first half, we had a higher XG, obviously, header right in front of goal. You've got to say that's going to be really high XG. We had a lot of ball possession without actually doing a hell of a lot with it in that first half. Do you know what? When I was growing up, ball possession was a lot. Like I'm a lot older than a lot of people that's probably watching this video, but it used to be kind of a lot more direct, a lot of pumps forward. And if you had more possession, more often than not, you were the better side because you've kept hold of the ball a lot more. Whereas this day and age, the teams that seem to have more possession are the teams that are passing it around the back into the midfield, back to the defense, to the goalkeeper, out from the back, and they don't do a lot with it. And do you know what? Today in this first half, I felt the reason why we probably had more possession in that first half is because we weren't getting through them. We weren't passing through them. And the goal attempts just show that. We had 5, they had 10. They had 3 shots on goal. We had 1, but that obviously ended up in a goal. And then we had 1 off target. So, I thought QPR were the better side in this first half without actually possibly deserving to be in front. But we go into the second half, and Tyrese Campbell. I'm just going to mention Tyrese Campbell's goal because I think it was very bitter. I think that we were happy that we were 1-0 up, and I don't think they really caused us too many problems before Tyrese Campbell scores his goal on the 54th minute. Again, that was a lot earlier than I thought. It's a fantastic finish from Tyrese Campbell. My dad likened it to Joel Peru's goal against us in midweek. And straight away, I'm like, nah. He's curled this into the top corner rather than hitting it with power. But you know what? That ball had some pace on it when he hit that. So it's probably not that far away. He obviously, Ben Brereton Diaz, the ball's played out wide to him. He manages to feed Tyrese Campbell in the centre. He moves it on. It's kind of to the right rather than in the centre. But he moves it onto his left foot and just, like I say, it curls with pace into that top corner. The goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance. And do you know what? I didn't actually realise Tyrese Campbell had a shot like that from outside the 18 in his locker. And it's great to see, because watching Joe Peru smash that ball past Cooper midweek, I was looking at that and thinking, I don't feel like we've got many players that can do something like that. And it was a little bit gutting. I'm thinking Gus Harmer can do something like that, but he's not really scored. I don't think he scored any goals from that sort of distance this season, Gus, other than maybe the lob against Preston, I think it was, first game of the season. So it was really, really great to see Tyrese Campbell score a goal like that. I think Tyrese worked tirelessly today, as he always does. I don't particularly think anyone stood out massively to me today. I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Ben Brereton Diaz for obviously scoring a goal and picking up an assist. Obviously, the assist was just a pass inside. So you can't probably say that the goal wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Ben Barrett and Diaz. But obviously, he's picked up another assist. He's picked up another goal. That's a nice afternoon for Ben Barrett and Diaz. And I love the guy. I think he's a very, very, I don't know, very performance-led player. Like he adds goals and assists to his tally almost most weeks. And that's what you want to see. Like, I feel like he puts the defense under a lot of pressure. He gives them no time to breathe. But actually, he puts the numbers on the board as well, and that's what you want to see. I'm not trying to compare him with Callum O'Hare because they're obviously massively different players. But whereas Callum O'Hare, you can't see from the stats, he does actually pick up a few assists, and he has scored a couple of goals, but you don't necessarily see what Callum O'Hare does from just stats, in my opinion. You've got to watch him with the eye. You've got to see how he's closing players down constantly. You've got to watch how he's his brain's working. He's thinking, this player's on the ball. If he turns out there, I'm going to be on that. I'm going to nick that off him. He's got that sort of brain. So it's great to watch. But like I said, I don't think the stats really say that. Then in the 62nd minute, I'm not going to mention really anything about Anel's booking because I don't remember it. But what I do want to say is that's Anel's 100th game, I believe, tonight. So we love a bit of Anel Ahmedhodzic on this channel. He's obviously been on the channel. We've interviewed him. He was a very, very nice chap. He's had his problems off the pitch, and everyone's behind him. And it's great to see him pick up his 100th cap. Do you call them caps? Game as a blade. And then into the 64th minute, we've got two subs here. We're bringing on Brewster and Sarike. It's good to see Gus Harmer go off because as long as we're going to win this game, we want to give him as much rest as possible to get him back fit. Chowdhury went off for Sarike, which I think was always going to be an obvious choice to make. Sarike did really well when he came on. Lots of clearing, lots of professional decisions, as in like kind of kicking the ball away and then going down to win these free kicks. We're really good at that these days. Lots of our players are very good at doing that, so it's good to see. Obviously, Chowdhury needed to come off because he was on that booking. So yeah, who better than Sarike to come on at that moment? It's a bit weird that kind of like we were begging for a right back. We brought in Shackleton. We brought in Gilchrist. We brought in Clark. Obviously, Chowdhury's played there before. Sidney Peck's gone in at right back at times in game. We've had a lot of players play at right back, and actually, all these players that we've brought in probably not as good as Femi Sarike, and that is wild. That really is wild. It's just a big old pity, a massive pity that he's had a few injuries this season because I think he's a fantastic player, and I think we'll be talking about Femi Sarike for a long time, and I hope that's him in a Sheff United shirt. I feel like Femi Sarike can be whatever he wants to be, and that's very, very powerful. And he is very, very powerful on the ball. We didn't see too much of his attacking intent today because we were under the cosh a little bit. But no, he played well as he possibly could have done coming on in this sort of game. Brewster came on and did okay. He almost got through one-on-one. Well, he sort of did get through one-on-one, but got a bit of a tug back. And when he went to shoot, the defender got in and got a pretty good tackle in there. So yeah, I think it was him. Morgan Fox, that's it. I knew I'd recognise. I'm sure he played for Wednesday, that guy. But it's a good tackle. It does pull him back. If in my opinion, if Brewster goes down here, it's a penalty. It's got to be. But it's a little tug, maybe not enough to just give a penalty. And he gets a good block across where it would have been nice to see Brewster put that away. But in the 72nd minute, again, I'm maybe not going in chronological order here because they obviously scored the penalty in the 72nd minute. It's a weird one for me, this decision, because I think 9 out of 10 referees don't actually give this. And I'm not saying that I don't think it's a penalty. I'm a little bit on the fence with it. I don't think, with my Sheffield United hat on, I don't think this is a penalty. But I think if I'm watching this, if it's a Premier League game and I'm watching it and I see that arm come up like that and it goes to VAR, which obviously it would do, I think I'm thinking I've seen those given. But I think most referees would probably bottle this and not give that. I don't know if the lino gave it because they were obviously screaming for it. I think when you're turning your back on something, it's very, very, there's no way that Burrows means to do this. And I don't think you need to mean to handball the ball these days. And I think that the fact that he's making his body bigger by doing that, I think that's probably what the referee's thinking. And that ball's obviously coming into the box. There's danger there. And he stopped the ball coming into the box with his arm. Again, I still don't think, in my honest opinion, that that's a penalty. But maybe that's just me being biased. I'm not sure. I can't really make my mind up on it. I've only really seen it from a couple of angles. If it was in the Premier League and there was VAR, would have seen it from 5 or 6 angles and we'd probably be able to give a better assessment of it. But it's given. You've got to hand it to referees sometimes when they're bold and they're giving these bold calls. They're not just bottling it like most Premier League referees do. And obviously he gave the penalty. It was a little bit gutting at the time because I'm thinking this is just rolling through. Everybody's going through the motions here. The Blades are going through the motions, kind of seeing the game out. QPR don't really look that dangerous. And then we get given a penalty against us. And obviously puts the ball away really, really nicely. Fry, I'm not sure how you say it. Cooper gets sent the wrong way. A lot of goalkeepers do. Kind of looking into that corner, send it the other way. Can't really say much else about that. But Burrows obviously needs to keep his arms down. But that's kind of just what you do. You try to, cover your face and you're just trying to stop the ball by any means possible. But I don't think he's ever thinking that he's wanting to stop this ball with his hands. So yeah, that was a bit frustrating because they're back in the game, their tails are up. We're then thinking we're going to have to try and see this game out. And we did see this game out. We saw it out really well, actually, because I don't remember them having any sort of opportunities. There were a few hairy moments where they're like on the edge of the box and you're thinking, whatever you do, do not bring them down because it gives them a pop shot on goal. But lots of balls going into the box and us dealing with them really well. Cooper dealing with everything really well. So I think we did really well. In all honesty, we did really well in making sure that we saw this game out. And actually, in that 6 minutes, I wasn't massively worried. But you're always going to be when it's your team, aren't you? So, we obviously saw the game out. I don't think there was anything else really in that game other than the fact that if that penalty isn't given, I think we see this game out very, very simply. Which is frustrating to watch because you're always going to be on the edge of your seats, aren't you, when it's your team? Here we go. Paul's going straight into it, talking about that handball. His arm was up and away from his body, so ref had to give it. There we go. Sheff United fan being honest. That's fair enough. Well done, Paul. Well done. I kind of agree. I don't know if I agree or not. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with this one. Job done, 3 points. Not much of a response as well. The wanted after the Leeds game. Sat back for almost 90 minutes looking at the game and stats. Wow, Campbell can score from beyond the 6-yard box. Yeah, I said the same thing. I didn't know he had it in his locker, but that's good to see. Sam Jenkinson saying it was a good win. It really was. It's exactly the win that you need when you've just gone and conceded 2 late goals against top of the league and you're kind of a little bit jaded and you're a bit downbeat. But they certainly came into this game. Getting that early goal was key. That early goal was so key. And Bertrand Diaz popping up with it. Great ball from Vinny Souza. That's what we needed to see. Brilliant to see. Luke Davis, not good from the stats side, but always think United better football when we play on the counter-attack. Massive 3 points. to relieve the pressure off United up the Blades. And it's probably a good time to talk about the fact that Burnley are now 5 points behind us with a game in hand. Their game in hand is midweek against Cardiff away. That's not an 100% 3 points. And this weren't an 100% 3 points today, in all honesty. I think I don't want to talk about if we deserved it or not, because there's been a lot of games this season that we've won that I wouldn't say we outright deserve to win, but we just get the job done, and we've got the job done again today. Like I say, Burnley, they've got to go to Cardiff, and they've got to get some. So it'd be nice if Cardiff could at least take 2 points off Burnley and give us that little bit of a buffer. 4 points would be beautiful. Great result, that away from home at a difficult place. What a goal from Tyrese Campbell. Get in, Blades. Thank you, Justin. Really appreciate that, mate. Went to London, got the job done. Big tick from Gaza. Julie Willis, fantastic goal from Tyrese. Gus and Vinny again, brilliant, as were all the team. Keep it up. How many goals has Campbell got this season? It must be 8, maybe. I know he were on 6 before. The Leeds one actually didn't go down as his goal. It went down as a Melia goal, I think. So it could be 7. Noah's coming in there with a big 7. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate that. Just want to say, after being in hospital all week, after having multiple heart attacks, performance like today are going to finish me off. I'm really sorry I've laughed at that, but I know Chris, and I know he'll appreciate that. No, hope your load's better, Chris. Hope your load's better, but yeah, you've obviously got the humour still in there, so I can appreciate that. How can someone who turns it back to protest himself give a penalty? How can someone who turns his back protest himself giving a penalty? Yeah, fair. 7 out of last 8 home, I believe. That was QPR. Thank you, Chris, for that. I really appreciate that. Gaza's saying the same thing. 73 points. We need another 21. Thank you, Ola. Appreciate that. Seems to be a regular thing asking the barman for a double. All the Robbo doubters. He was class again today. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. The only thing that I'll say, and I don't want this to sound negative, I don't want to sound like I'm having to go at you, Carl. Do you know when someone plays well, when people have been getting on the back, when people say, where are the so-and-so doubters? It's just like, let's just enjoy the fact that they've played well. And let's try and make it as positive as possible. But thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Don't want to feel like I'm singling you out. There's tons of people that do that. Point to what matters now. An away win against a team on form is what you need for promotion. Thank you, Stephen Breslin. Thank you very, very much. Absolutely. Fantastic win. Good bounce back from Monday. Great team performance, says Andrew Brindley. Sorry, I didn't mean to just completely glaze over that. Long road ahead, 3 stents, 2 balloons, still got 1 artery fully blocked, so have to go back to have the same procedure done again in a few weeks. Keep letting us know, Chris. We're all behind you, mate. Nick, the opening music for your podcast, Ale. Do you know who sings it? As I am looking to download the song. Michael, drop us a message on Facebook or Twitter. I will send it over to you. It is not a song that anybody sings. It's AI. The late and great Johnny Gascoigne made it. And I think it's just you put your lyrics into an AI machine and it spits it out. And it's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. I thought it was somebody singing it at first until Johnny let me in on the secret. I'm glad he did let me in on the secret as well, because I would have never known. So big shout out to Johnny. Absolutely. Love the guy. Fingers crossed. Yeah, definitely. Glad you're on the road. Thank you, everyone, jumping in and giving Chris all the love in the world. We love to see it. The Blades could go joint top or 2 points ahead with the 2-point deduction before Leeds United kick a ball, as they are away next week to Portsmouth. And this is the problem. My dad was mentioning this, that or not the problem. Maybe the problem for Leeds. Leeds are on the TV a lot in the running. So they're going to be playing earlier, playing later, maybe having less time to prepare, maybe having too much time to prepare, maybe being behind everybody else in, how if them being kind of losing ground on teams and then having to make it back up. I expect them to kind of nobody to go first. Oh, we could go joint top. Sorry, or 2 points ahead. Right. Okay. That's confused me, Michael. So I'm just going to move on. But I think that Leeds will obviously run away with it. But at the same time, it's going to put pressure on them. All these games that they're playing on TV. I don't think we'll have as many because I don't think Sky see us as an exciting team to watch. In all honesty, but obviously we'll get some games on the TV and yeah, it'll all be up in the air because obviously Burnley will have some games, Sunderland will have some games, everybody gonna have games on TV, and it's all gonna be it's gonna be Fridays, it's gonna be Sundays, it's gonna be lots of Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Mondays and everything. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it all goes. Wonder what odds are on Campbell getting 20 goals this season. I think he's a bit too far off that, in all honesty, but they're probably good odds. They're probably really good odds. Hopefully Siriki stays fit for the Pigs game. He changed the game at the Lane. I hope he starts, in all honesty. I hope he starts every game for the rest of the season. I think he's our best right back by far. Gaza thinks the penalty was harsh. Fair enough. Is Campbell's goal or our goal of the season so far? There's Gus's free kick. There's obviously that Campbell goal. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. I can't think of too many more, so maybe you're right. The Blades could be joint top or 2 points ahead, given the points reduction before the Leeds. I think I've already just been through that one, and it still confuses me. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Preston game because it's obviously Paul Heckingbottom coming back to Bramall Lane. He'll obviously feel a little bit aggrieved that he's not the Sheffield United manager still, and they let him go when they didn't really back him in the Premier League. So he's going to want to turn us over at Bramall Lane. He really is. He's not going to give us any sort of help whatsoever. Hamza lucky not to be sent off today. The time waste at the end of the first half and that challenge could have gone out. Yeah, you're not wrong, Chris. Superb win at QPR, who've a very good home record. Great Campbell goal and also great to get 2 points back on cocky Leeds. You're not wrong, John. You are absolutely not wrong. I'm with you 100% here. Winning 3 points is all that matters. Honestly, man of the match is JLT or Tony Curry for goal of the month. Fair enough. I know it's Tyrese Campbell. Familiar face at the Lane next Saturday. Hecky and Stuart McCall. Just been talking about it, Ola. Yeah. They've been doing all right as well. They obviously beat Burnley 3-0 in the Cup today, so they're going to be on a high. Romeo Smalley, we are definitely going up. I like your confidence, Sunshine. Campbell goal was better than Pirro's. Curled it into the top corner side netting. I agree. The Blades have the best away record in the Championship. Oh, you love to see it. Very jammy result. That's probably a Leeds fan. He's got a shot on him like his father. Too right. Rest in peace. Harmer scored the free kick too. Yeah, mentioned. The fact that that's the only one that's been mentioned as well probably shows that those two are two of the best goals of the season. Are Leeds United starting to fall apart again, dropping points at home to West Bromwich Albion? Who knows? Channeling your Alan Cook today, Nick, with that shirt. Absolutely. I've just bought it, as well as this one as well. So, yeah, I thought I've worn it today for the match, so I thought I'd wear it for this one. I'm maybe just a little bit too young to remember those days, but it is an iconic shirt. Why isn't Wilder playing holding? I've said this too, Michael, in all honesty. Like, he needs to be getting some minutes out of him, or what's the point in us bringing him in? But I suppose, we need him as a backup in case. But I'd like to see more minutes in Holding's legs. Our press doesn't work without O'Hare on the pitch. Don't understand that some Blades can't see what he brings. Absolutely agree, Carl. Great result, Nick. Really needed that result. Good performance up the Blades. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I completely agree. It was a massive result after that Leeds game. He turned away from the shot. No penalty. People disagreeing in the comments. Love the shirt, Nick. One of my favourite Blades of my era. Love that, Brian. Is a great one. It really is. Fair play from a QPR fan, but ref and lino was very poor today. That's what Harvey's saying. Gus scored a screamer in August at the Lane against QPR. Oh, the low down one. Yeah, you're right, Ian. You are right. Brewster should have scored even with the push in the back. Lack of goal scoring chances needs to be sorted before we start the Premiership again. Oh. Okay, Blade is thinking we're already there. Protect, I think, was the word you were looking for. I don't remember. I agree, Tommy K. I agree. I don't remember what I said. It's a in French. I believe it was written and recorded by Johnny Gascoigne, who unfortunately took his life in September last year. You're right, Joe. It wasn't recorded by Johnny, but it was sourced by Johnny and edited by Johnny. 11 cup matches to come. Tony Barlow, you are bang on every single. Take it one game at a time, as everybody always says. The cliche: take it one game at a time. That's all we need to do. Win one after the next, Just keep it going. Keep this train rolling. Pascal Headley, all the best, Chris. Up the. I've got it in my head to make something up. I know what you're saying, but I can't say that out loud on YouTube. Our game against Preston will be interesting. I hope Hecky gets the appreciation he deserves because he steadied the ship after Wilder walked and then got us into a semi-final promote too. Shazbat, absolutely agree. Big up Hecky. And I think he will get a massive cheer, and he'll get all the praise and the plaudits he deserves. But then once that whistle blows, we might give him some stick. We might. We did that to Wilder. We might give him some stick, but he'll get all the love in the world before the game. I am sure of it. Up the Sheff United way as always. Thank you, Carl. I like you, Carl. You can come back. You can come again. The more goal versus Cardiff. Oh, that's a big one. That is a great shout, Chris. You've pulled that one out of the memory banks. I love it. Why are players getting booked for time wasting? Can't the ref just add more time onto the game? In all honesty, I think he did. That's 6 minutes. I felt like it was coming, but I didn't know when. We kind of where the 6 minutes came from. So yeah, he probably did add that on, and probably, yeah, you should get booked for time waste, in my opinion. Let's all leave a like on the video, people. Helps the lads out. Thank you very much, Chris. Really appreciate that. 6 minutes was a joke. So yeah, maybe it was a joke. I felt like it was coming, but I didn't know why I felt it was coming. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Please, as Chris says, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment as well afterwards if you would like, just letting us know who you thought had a good game today, because I'm struggling to think of too many players that I would single out as like had a great game. Like Tyrese, fantastic goal. Brereton Diaz, 2 goal contributions today was good to see. I want to know. So let us know in the comments after this video finishes or after the live finishes. Let us know exactly what you think and who you think deserves all the plaudits today. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll speak to you very soon. Up the Blades!
Ollie, ollie, ollie. Ollie,